I know what it's like to lose. Feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail nonetheless. It's frightening. Turns the legs to jelly. I ask you, to what end? Dread it? Run from it? Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
It's your boy, V-Ben Israel, the People's Champ, back with another live stream. Yo, shout out to Israel. Shalom. How y'all doing today, black people? Shalom. Hope y'all doing well. Negroes. Today is January 25th, 2024. And we are looking at 70 degrees here in the QC. It is warm today. A little cloudy, but definitely warm. So we're gonna take what we get. Hope everybody is doing well. I was just sitting here going through some of my Havies, and I kind of identified a pattern. I identified a pattern. You know, all I need is 3, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. We are simulcasting live on YouTube, the People's Podcast, V-Ben Israel. We are simulcasting live on Facebook, Van Johnson. We're also on Facebook, V Speaks. So wherever you are, make sure you like. Bring your ass over here to YouTube and subscribe. Smash that bell. Share it to your socials. Hit the share button. It don't take long. You ain't missing nothing. You won't miss a thing. And hit the Cash App. Send your boy $2 so I can get it to you. Yeah, man. What are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? So we're going to talk about this new trope that Gen X black women are trying to put out there in the ether. And that's this erectile dysfunction. ED. I'm seeing an uptick in this being injected into the conversation. And it's mainly coming from older women. It's mainly coming from older women. I find that so interesting. You know, so some of y'all probably, wait, V, what you talking about? Why is that interesting, man? Something wrong with you. No, I find it interesting because
I'm done with life, and it's all germane
This is another manifestation of it's always Jermaine's fault. I just said to somebody yesterday, when you point the finger, you always got three pointing back at you. Black women don't understand that concept. They don't realize when they point the finger at the black man, they got three pointing back at them. And it's always in their mind, it's always Jermaine's fault. No matter what the issue is, no matter what the problem is, the scenario, the story, because they got a story, they're going to tell you a story. It's always Jermaine's fault. It's always somebody else's fault other than them. They're always the victim and the hero in their own stories. And the world, it's not even just black men who are tired of it. The world is tired of this shit. When are y'all gonna start being responsible? So y'all like to move the goalposts and shift accountability constantly. So this is the next level of this. The man isn't performing sexually to your expectation. So now we're bringing erectile dysfunction into this. Men don't even go to the doctor. So when did he get diagnosed with that? You're not a medical professional, so you're not qualified to determine that his lack of arousal is because of an erectile dysfunction. So how did we conclude this? This is that same thing with narcissist. That was the word for the last 10 years. So he's a narcissist. And before that, it was bipolar. We could they discovered WebMD and they self-diagnose things and they try to put it out there in the ether, even though there is no citation or uh, study or any kind of medical fact to support their conclusions. But their conclusions are always that what?
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done.
How how is that? How is that possible that your conclusions always come back to that? It's always Jermaine's fault. I find that ironic. So I'm going through the Havies, and one of them was, well, what is a cure for ED? I'm like, what? I mean, that's no context. That was the question. I'm like, WTF and delete. Then, I go through a couple of more, you know, e- general Havy type questions, and I see it again from a different person. You know, well, why is ED going around so much? So I stop and respond to that one. And my question to that person, what are you doing to get and keep the man aroused? What are you doing? Because if you're a 40-plus-year-old woman, more than likely you're having a sexual encounter with an older man. More than likely. That's about to switch, but more than likely that's, and I just think women, particularly black women, y'all don't understand how male bodies work. So when a man is younger, full of testosterone and inexperience, anything will give him an erection. Hell, the wind can blow the wrong way and he'll get an erection. when a man is older, he's less, what is the word? He's desensitized to those same stimuluses that affected him 20 years earlier. It's not going to be the same for a 40-year-old man as it was for a 20-year-old man. Those are two different things. The problem is, ladies, y'all are lazy. You don't want to do nothing. You expect that the erection is just supposed to be there automatically and you don't have to do nothing and he's just supposed to perform without you doing nothing. Because, ladies, y'all don't think you have to do anything for a man. The vast majority of you. I've proven that the last 5 years where I've been asking the question, what are you willing and eager to do for the man you want? And I always get y'all's reaction to that question is silence. It's a simple question. What are you willing to do? And most of the answers are nothing. So a man has to be Superman in bed. He got to be a Superman at work. He got to perform above and beyond all other men on the planet for you to sit there and do nothing. That's what y'all want. 28-year-old girls out here want to retire. They're tired of working already. Even when it doesn't have anything to do with a man, y'all are lazy. You don't want to do nothing. You want everything done for you. You already do a fraction, and I mean a small fraction, of what your grandmother's generation did. You don't do nothing. Y'all go to work and come home most of the time. When you come home, you don't do nothing. It ain't a question of can you cook. It's a question of do you cook? And the answer is no. Most of y'all don't cook. That's the truth. You don't cook. It ain't about can you cook on Thanksgiving and front like this is how you cook all year round. It's a front. What do you do? What do you do on a regular basis? Nothing. Nothing. And that's the truth. If you ain't got a family, how many dishes are you really washing every day? How much clothes are you really washing? And are you putting in the washing machine? The machine is doing the work. You load up the machine, drop some laundry detergent in there, hit the button and walk away. What are you doing and how often are you even doing that? Once a week? Once every 2 weeks? Exactly. Exactly. So that behavior, that laziness translates into the bedroom with your man. What are you doing sexually to arouse your man? Nothing. Because this is where the ED comes in. So when a man is sitting there waiting to be aroused, so he's not erect, y'all want to blame, oh, is something wrong with him? An erection comes from a stimulus. So if you're not providing that stimulus, then there's no erection that's going to occur. What are you doing? I'm still waiting for that response for that email. I sent it out a couple of hours ago. I've yet to get that response back. And then I got a third one. Similar thing. Y'all are boring sexually. A lot of y'all just lay there. Your sex is average at best. Your head game is below average at best. So if a man, and typically a 40-year-old man, he's been with other women for some period of time. So because women don't think they need to compete, you're not trying to be better than his last woman. He need to just be glad I'm here. That's your attitude. And that very attitude an erection killer. It turns a man off. Y'all sassy attitudes turn men off. Now we're blaming that on ED. No, it's biology. It's natural. This is why men typically prefer younger women. And then men are seeing what y'all are doing. Y'all are spending y'all money to go overseas and go to these sip and suck parties and get freaky with these strippers and these sex boys and these body boys over there in Jamaica. But that same sexual activity, you'll never give to your husband. You'll never do it for the man you claim you love and want to be with and uh spend a lifetime with. No, you give him the bullshit. But you'll go cheat and get super freaky with the nigga you cheating with. Y'all are backwards. Men are responding to it. And we're becoming more vocal about it. You want a man to pay all of the bills. You want him, even though that's never happened in our history. He's got to do all of these things, check all of these boxes. And what does he get? Below average sex? Unfucking believable. Unbelievable is what I say. All right, let's check the comments, y'all. What we got here? We got Amanaz is in the house. She gives us her signature. Hey, y'all. She also says, upon arrival, hit the like button. Hit the damn like button. Hit the subscribe button. Smash that bell, y'all. And share to your socials. Share it to your socials. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? ED all of a suddenly. And then that's, you know what? You know what's a cure for ED? A younger or willing or willing woman. Younger and or willing woman. That's the cure for ED. As y'all are describing it. It's not ED. That's just the way erections work. You're boring. You're aggravating. You're annoying. You're nagging. You're not cooperative. You want to put a man through all of that and then expect him to turn around and perform and become erect by himself. He supposed to automatically be on hard without doing nothing. That is not normal. That's not normal. And if you seeing a dude do that, he on some kind of drug. He doing cocaine. He doing Viagra or whatever. Blue chews, whatever. That is not normal. But you got to stop with that pointing the finger and it always being somebody else's fault. And none of them, like I said, I've sent 2 emails out of the 3. What have you done? What have you done? So you telling me you was giving this man some bomb head and he couldn't get hard? That's what you telling me? A man to get hard off of some whack head. So you tell on yourselves, ladies. You're telling on yourselves. So whatever that thing is, your man that turns your man on, and most men are different. You know, we all individuals. Are you doing that thing? And was he working fine? And then all of a sudden it just stopped. Is that what you're telling me? Because that would be erectile dysfunction. He was working fine, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing a physiology, a physical reaction. Something is different now. No, that's not what these ladies are saying to me. I just find this fascinating. And of course, I always invite these ladies to come on live. Nobody wants to go on live, and I can understand with this type of topic why you might not. You don't want to necessarily embarrass yourself or embarrass your man. Okay, all right, I can kind of go with that. But I do invite these people to come up on my lives all the time.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done.
But at some point, we got to get away from it's always Jermaine's fault. What did you do? What did you do? And sometimes, and this is a limited time thing, this will lead a man to cheat when he's not getting pleasured at home. He may have been getting pleasured at home at one point, and then you got lazy because you get comfortable and you think you got him. Now you got him where you want him, so you back off, and this is leads to the no sex marriages. And but before you get to the no sex marriage, you get to the lazy sex marriages. You're halfway doing shit. You're not putting the same effort in that you did when you were trying to get him to put that ring on your finger and walk you down the aisle. So now he's done his part. You don't want to do your part because you got what you wanted. That's Breford's Law. That's Breford's Law. Once a woman gets what she wants, everything else goes out the window. No matter what she promised to get that very thing. Robert Breford wrote that. Of course, I'm paraphrasing it to make it understandable for y'all, but he wrote that 100 years ago. It hasn't changed. It's nothing new. It's not even just modern women. So then he'll go out looking for a woman who's willing and eager to be with him. Ain't that something? See, man's list, particularly the black man's list, has gotten longer. I have a longer list than my grandfather had. What did my grandfather's generation have to do? Go to work, come home. That's it. And I mean literally, that's it. Are there exceptions? Of course. For the most part, that generation didn't do nothing. They couldn't even change a diaper. They couldn't cook for themselves. They didn't clean up around the house. They didn't do nothing but go to work, whatever their little bullshit job was at the plant, come home and drink and sit around and repeat. Went to sleep, got up, grandma gave him the coffee, had his shirt ready, and sent him out the door to do it again. That's what most of those old men, of course, there's always an exception, but most of them, that's what they did. They didn't have a long list of things they had to do. Multitasking wasn't even a word until the 90s. They don't know what the hell multitasking is. They had one thing to do. They didn't necessarily have to be particularly good at it. They just had to do it and come back. That's it. But we got to be able to do all the things that a man can do and what a woman can do. I got to be able to cook. I got to be able to clean. And I don't mean just cook like make a hamburger cook. I got to be able to make a 3-course meal. I got to be able to cook a Thanksgiving dinner. Right? I got to be able to grocery shop with the skill of a housewife. Oh, well, Grandpa used to change the oil in the car. Bullshit. First of all, those cars were designed that way, where modern cars aren't. Modern cars are designed in a way to discourage people from changing their own oil. They're designed that way. Secondly, your grandfather wasn't changing that much oil. How often did he have to change the oil? I'll wait. Every 5,000 miles? Well, the average car only puts 10,000 miles a year on it. So 2 to 3 times a year he changing oil. Well, what else is he doing for the other 362 days in a year? What else is he doing? Cutting the grass? How often is he cutting the grass? I mean, y'all give Grandpa a lot of credit for doing shit he really wasn't doing on a daily basis. Grandpa was good at putting some duct tape on some shit. And a lot of y'all ain't found that out yet until Granddad dies and you start going behind him and seeing all of this shit he done nigger rigged and Jimmy rigged and hid from y'all. Just wait for it. It's coming. But compare y'all to y'all grandmother's generation. What do y'all do? Virtually nothing. Y'all don't do nothing. You ain't really taking care of your kids. Y'all throw a tablet or a phone in front of them kids, and then y'all get on your phones and ignore the kids. Can't tell you how many times I've seen that. And the evidence is there. That's why kids, girls and boys, are doing worse in school today. They're failing in school. They can't read and write or count. Because y'all too busy entertaining yourselves, and the kids are forced to entertain themselves. And then y'all get angry at them and just want to scream at them. I never seen people scream at their kids growing up the way I see it today. It's unbelievable. It's abuse. It really is abuse. The way these new mamas are raising these kids. Cussing at their kids and screaming at them, I mean, all the time. And then when the kids get to school, they've grown up in that environment and the teachers can't control them. Y'all want to blame the teachers. Unbelievable. And again, that's another example of
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done.
it's always Jermaine's fault. Even with the teachers. The teacher becomes Jermaine. It's never y'all's fault. When are you going to be responsible and do something? See, taking accountability and being accountable means you're going to acknowledge that you're the problem and do something, make the changes necessary to fix it. That's the disconnect. But this new, like I said, I've heard it So that was 3 examples of it that I heard in Hey V's, but I think I've also heard it maybe 2 more times in just general conversation over the last month. And I just find it fascinating. I find it fascinating. So these dudes ain't having no ED when it come to watching porn, right? They ain't having no problems for that. It's just when they get with you, they having a problem getting aroused. Ain't that interesting? That's not ED, ladies. That's not ED. Not at all. There's something about you that has desensitized that man. And you need to be honest. Need to be honest about it. That's all I got, man. I just wanted to riff off on that one a little bit. That's all I got. But no, V, you always sticking up for the men. No, I'm not. I'm just calling it. I can't remember the last time I made a video specifically getting on the ladies. It's been a while. Most of my last videos that I've been doing have been me getting on the men. But of course, you ain't gonna see that. You're gonna ignore the last 4 or 5 videos I've done. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. So say goodnight to the bad guy.
What over there? You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy.